and welcome back to Bookish Theories. In today's video, I would like to talk about Etyce's Dreamers, focusing on a little breakdown and analysis of the lyrics and the music video to see what they can tell us about the concept and the storyline. Dreamers is a song that describes the passion and determination of a group of people who rely on their friendship and unity in order to achieve their dreams. Now, since the track was chosen as the ending theme for the anime Digimon, the general concept of the song is first and foremost meant to fit the theme of that story. As it turns out, however, Dreamers also shares many similarities with Etyce's narrative as well, so without wasting any time, let's jump right in and see what's going on. Now, as the title suggests, Dreamers is a song that explores the dream concept of the boys' storyline. This is a theme that was first introduced back in the Treasure series and that continues to be very relevant in Fever as well, because whether the boys are looking for their treasure or trying to escape a parallel dimension, the baseline of their friendship is the dream that all of them actually share. Back in Fever Part 1, for instance, which incidentally has been confirmed to be a prequel to Treasure, the dream was defined as the very thing that brought them together to begin with. As we saw back in the diary film, the boys' dream gives them purpose and a sense of belonging that they never experienced before, but as we see later on, the boys end up losing this dream the moment that they get separated by the reality that they live in. This leads the man in the black fedora to intervene and give them the chroma that allows the boys to travel to a parallel dimension where all forms of individuality have been outlawed, and even if the story is still ongoing, what we see in the Treasure series implies that through this adventure, the boys will be able to regain trust in their dream. Now, this is where Dreamers comes into play, because in the song, the boys focus on the importance of being together in order to overcome their struggles and achieve their goals. If back in Inception Etyce expressed their desire to chase their dreams despite them being far away, in Dreamers the boys understand that relying on each other is essential to continuing their journey, so if at the beginning we see Hongjun waking up alone and the members wandering by themselves, by the end we see them all together dreaming the very same dream. Now, this contrast is immediately very telling, because in the song the theme of unity is an essential part of the concept. As the lyrics tell us, even if their future is full of uncertainty, the promise that they made to each other is something that they want to protect no matter what, and the reason why they will never get lost in their journey to achieve their dreams. Even if they don't know where this path will lead them, the fact that they're together gives them strength, comfort, and confidence. They know that talent comes from belief, and they're optimistic about their adventure because when they are together, this connection makes them feel invincible. No matter how much they suffer, them having each other is a reason powerful enough to keep going and keep running together towards their dream. And as it turns out, this idea is also portrayed in the video with some references that bring us right back to the storyline. At the beginning, for instance, we see that after Hongjun wakes up, he starts taking pictures with a camera, and right off the bat, this is very interesting because photography is a medium that is often connected to a person's desire to hold on to their memories and experiences. You see, back in the diary film, Hongjun was a character whose greatest fear was being forgotten. He was alienated from his family, he didn't have many friends, but his connection with the others gave him a sense of belonging that actually led him to cherish their dream even more than before. Now, keeping this idea in mind, him taking pictures as soon as he wakes up might actually be a way to show his intention of holding on to this dream for as long as he can. Since photography is a medium that is associated to memory, him documenting his dream might be a way to never forget the promise that he made with the others, but if you've been following Etyce's storyline, this idea might actually connect us to Fever Part 2 as well. You see, according to the story told in the diary version of the album, when the boys travel to the other dimension, people are controlled by a gas that makes them fall into a fantasy and forget about reality. In the video, this plot point might have been referenced in the scene where Woo-young and Song were playing with the cans of smoke in the field, but another scene where the story might be hinted at is actually the one where we see the boys spray-painting a canvas in the forest. If you look closely, those who are painting the dream belong to the same unit that we saw back in Woo-young's section in the diary film, meaning that much like in that video, this scene is meant to show us the way the goal that they share is able to unite them all with the same cause. Speaking of the diary film, another scene where that video might have been referenced is actually the part where we see Jungho recording the sounds of nature in the middle of the woods. Now, even if this scene doesn't connect us to anything in particular, the fact that Jungho is wearing headphones and is in the middle of recording might actually be a callback to Mingi, who plays a character that often wears headphones and is seen recording music in the diary film. If this scene is indeed about Mingi, then these visuals might be yet another way to convey the idea that no matter how far they are from one another, their dream will always find a way to bring them back together, and this concept is also expressed in Sun's scene, where we see him walking down a path by himself and eventually being joined by the others in his journey. Now, much like what the lyrics say, this path is none other than the path that they're walking to reach their goals, and as we see in the video, this adventure will eventually lead them to the sea, which might be both a reference to their journey to become pirate kings as well as a callback to Wave. Back in that song, the lyrics talked about the importance of keep going and the boys needing each other in order to ride the rough wave of their journey, and the very same concept is portrayed in Dreamers as well. The most interesting callback that we can find, however, is actually the one revolving around the cube that we see with Honjung, Yosang and Yuno, which is an object that appeared back in Illusion and it was also referenced in Thanks as well. Now, considering that ever since those videos came out the story has become more clear and detailed, the chances are that in the near future we'll discover that this object is an actual part of the story that we simply don't know just yet. Back when Illusion came out, for instance, the hourglass was just an hourglass, but now we know that this device is called a chromer and it has the ability to teleport the characters from one dimension to the other. Following this logic, it's very possible that the cube might have a specific purpose that we'll discover later on, but my guess is that this object might actually be connected to the dream. You see, in the video we see that this cube is not a regular cube, but rather a prism, which is a transparent object that is able to refract light and break it down into spectral colors. Very simply put, if you shine a white light through this object, then the cube is able to separate all the colors that the white light is made of, thus showing a rainbow coming out of the other side. And this is very important because in the song, the rainbow seems to be used as a metaphor for the dream. As the lyrics tell us, even when the rain hides the sun, the boys are able to see the rainbow because their unity gives them the powers that they need in order to change their destiny and follow their dreams. So if the cube is able to create rainbow out of lack of light, then this object might be used to lead them towards the right path in order to achieve their goals. Now, this idea might also be confirmed by Illusion, because even if in the video the boys don't use the cube, the lyrics actually say that in their dream the sea has the color of the rainbow, meaning that in their journey to reach the treasure, the prism might be a device that they use to navigate the sea until they eventually reach their destination. To know if I'm right or wrong, however, we'll have to wait and see. In the meantime, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please think about liking and subscribing. As always, thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye bye!